Ally with the Army Painter as we target new theaters of World War with 2 exciting new paint sets. Expanding our World War II offerings from the American, British, and German forces are the Soviets and the British 8th Army, all of them meticulously selected with input and guidance from expert historians. Today, our sights are set on the Soviets and the 20 paints found inside, including 9 that are completely new to the Army Painter catalog of color. Each color was designed and chosen to reflect the endurance of the Red Army on the Eastern Front, from Soviet khaki garments to steel helmets that represent the star cues worn by the foot soldiers from the motherland. The set packs a punch and performance thanks to its use of the Warpaints Fanatic high coverage formulation with a spattering of washes, effects, and metallics to round out your arsenal of acrylic paint. Today we're going to show you how to use the colors inside as we take you back to school at the Army Painter Academy. This is going to be more than just a history lesson. Prime your miniature first. We recommend our color primer sprays. We use a zenithal in the tutorial to help showcase the color and coverage, but you could save loads of time by using a color like Army Green or Desert Yellow. Our first base coat will feature dark Soviet khaki. We're using a Wargamer layering brush here, which is ideally suited for all of your base coating and even some small detail work. We're going to focus the application on the Soviet greatcoat here. Joachim is in the studio and you can see that he has thinned this khaki quite a bit and the coverage is still very, very strong. Tidy up with a second thin coat before moving on to matte black. Now, this part is completely unnecessary, but Joachim likes to reinforce some of the shadowed areas. It's a good time to do this now because if you paint over any of your previous work, it's still very simple to fix any mistakes. Next, he'll use the very aptly named dark boot brown to base coat the boots. Then ammo pouch brown for the belts and pouches. This is a really nice leather color that I think could be used in a lot of different projects, even outside of the historical game settings. Like many of the colors from the Warpaints historical range, they're designed to work alongside and complement our core ranges of Fanatic, Speed Paint, Warpaints Air, and Masterclass colors. Next up, we'll use Peachy Skin mixed with a tiny bit of Banner Red to add some warmth to this skin tone. This Soviet is adorned by a marshal cap or parade visor. Depending on which history books you're reading at home, we'll paint this with navy blue. Go ahead and use some of the matte black that you have on your palette to paint the brim, and then you can carefully apply some of the Banner Red from the set to the cord of the cap. Now you can use any color you'd like to paint in your miniature's hair. Joachim's elected to use a custom blend from the colors that he had on his wet palette for this one. And check out that mustache. I'm going to finish off painting in all of the base coats first, even on the base. Here he's going to rough and wet blend some dark boot brown and dark Soviet khaki to the base in an alternating fashion. And then with the base coats complete, we'll apply a uniform wash of brown tone all over the miniature with the exception of the revolver. Make sure that you work this wash into all of the crevices and details. If you do notice that it's pooling too much in any one area, just use a clean brush to pull away any of the excess before it's dried. Then you're going to use some of the black tone to wash the steel revolver. After giving the wash time to dry, we'll move on to our first highlights, using mid-Soviet khaki on the greatcoat, leaving the wash in the recesses, letting it act almost as a guide, providing lines for you to color inside. Imagine that this is a coloring book. The wash gives you the black lines to stay inside of. You can focus most of the brushwork and early layers on the upper portions of the miniature to push the volume, and we'll push that volume even further with a light Soviet khaki on the highest folds and uppermost details. We're going to reestablish our base tone using dark boot brown, then ammo pouch brown for a final highlight on the boots. We'll continue using this color as our first highlight on the pouches and straps. This will be followed with a finer highlight of Telegraika ochre, named for the famed quilted and padded jackets of the Red Army. We'll touch up the metallic on the revolver before mixing a bit of navy blue and matte white for a very simple highlight to the parade visor. Now you can increase the brightness by adding more white to the mix until you're happy with the result, like Joachim's doing here. Then with a custom gray mix, you can highlight the brim. And you can finish off the cord with pure Banner Red very, very carefully here. Then just take a touch of the yellow ochre from the range to add a nice little Soviet star on the cord. Very well done. All right, and then go ahead and paint the rim of the base with your color of choice. Then Joachim's going to apply some rifle brown and Telegraphica to the base just to add some more visual interest. Now Joachim's putting in for some extra credit, glazing over the skin tones to add a bit more liveliness to the face and hands. We'll add a little bit of stubble as well, and then some shadow glazes for a bit more visual interest for the finished piece. He is an officer of the Red Army, of course, so it's fine to put a little bit of extra work in there. Then add some flak or battlefield's tufts, as long as they suit your army's theater of war, and your M1895 revolver-wielding marshal is ready to lead his band of comrades on the Soviet war front. Paint accurately with confidence thanks to the tabletop gaming industry's first ever era-authentic paints, available worldwide at trusted game stores and online. Learn more about this set and the Army Painter's full range of paints and accessories created by our passionate team of gamers and painters to keep your hobby fast, easy, and most importantly fun when you visit thearmypainter.com.